Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. See here, I am in, well, I guess, yeah, maybe you can, Rore Nebula. I am in the Silent Enemy system and going to try out Phlox. I guess that's the best way to describe it. And yes, he has been working against hostiles. It was, I'm pretty sure they put it out in a communication. Said that yes, Phlox's officer ability was working against hostiles instead of, just players. And they mentioned in this communication that they were going to leave it. I mean, that was a few weeks ago, but actually never tried it out for you guys. So, doing that now. And to have some kind of comparison, I'm using the same rest of the crew as I did in the previous Silent Enemy video. As you can see, Picard, Beverly, and in place of Trip, Phlox. Below decks, you see Tendi, Torres, Hugh, and Doctor. So let's start killing things. I don't like how they're all called silent enemies, but yet some of them are interceptors, some of them are battleships. However, you have to make sure you look at the symbols down here, because you want to hit the right dude guy. Now, the difference between Phlox and Trip is almost two sides of the same coin, really. Focuses on reducing the critical damage from your opponent. I mean, critical damage as in they get a critical hit and lots of damage because critical damage. Well, Trip specifically targets their critical damage while Phlox targets their critical hit chance. And because I have Phlox at tier 2, with Picard Beverly, should be getting 0 critical hits from these silent enemies. Will Trip work better? Probably at higher tiers, yes. But that is the kicker. You got to get him at higher tiers. People have been telling, people have just been telling everybody that when they use Trip at tier 1 against these silent enemies, it doesn't work as well. Basically, because it's 50% reduction every time you're hit, and at tier 2, it's 80% reduction. And yes, it does. Trip's ability does stack for 2 rounds, but you never really get the benefit of that second round. Or at least not the full benefit, anyway. And for numbers' sake, you can see here, this is I just paused my raw footage from the last time I went and killed the silent enemies with this testing here. This is with Trip. You see I got 14,000 of these temporal disruptors. Now, I did boost with a Titan in that video, which I'm not going to because I don't really feel like it. So, sorry, but it may not be an exact test, but at the same time, not everybody has a Titan. I think, for the most part, though, I think a lot of people were able to get Phlox unlocked at tier 1 at least. Did have 3 milestones. So, getting him unlocked at tier 1, he's going to be far more effective at tier 1, I think, than Trip at tier 1. But we'll see. Now, I don't normally run I normally don't run Picard Beverly. I normally run, the next generation Picard Beverly. I do run Picard and Data from the Enterprise group with Trip. think I found that out later, so maybe I'll do a few other videos of more testing and comparing and such. Really want to do it in this video because, you know, turn a 10-15 minute video into a 30-minute video. Like, why? Which, I mean, it's fine that I do that sometimes. I just can't do it all the time. Running out of interceptors again. Joy. Very annoying. What are we up to now? We're up to 8,000. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Just seems so slow. So used to doing all these waves with Riker as captain and zipping around all over the place. Come and do these regular hostile grinds now. Of course, I use Kuron for... Yeah, I mean, I use a speed crew in all my other grinds now. Main grinds, anyway. Some of these just... so slow. We really need an impulse speed officer below deck. So you can have all these combat crews, these specific combat crews, because you kind of can't really change it up that much. But still get you some speed. Up to 9,000. It's not too bad. I will take a look at the battle log here in a minute. I kind of wanted to finish the whole run before I started looking at the battle log. That's actually not the button I wanted to hit. Yeah, look at all these 57s. I mean, you're going for that one? Okay, I'll go for this other one down here then. Coming up on 11,000. It's a fairly good run. I think I normally get close to 18,000 with Picard, Data, and Trip. This isn't too bad. Of course, a lot of it, you know, I mean, I have a Max Torres, and then there's Hugh, so it's adding a lot of damage below deck. So using two ships at the same time, which I would really like to do more often, especially with these new loops, doesn't, you know, because he only got one Hugh. Just annoying as shit. We need another Hugh. Well, that other guy go away already. Oh, what hostile did he hit? Oh, I'm hitting that hostile before it despawns. 12 and a half. I'll probably, I mean, it's looking like I'll make it to 14,000. Tough to say whether it's better because, yes, I didn't use a Titan boost, but I was able to tier up the Metreon Cascade, so it's tier 6 now, so extra crit chance. It's only 16%, but, you know, 16%. Plus, how many other researches have I done that would essentially equate to one Titan boost? Maybe. Like a whole 3 weeks of spend events, so yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, we're at 14.2 thousand. What did I get here? Just straight out 14,000. Interesting. No, I want the smaller one. Oh, look, he came back. Sorry, buddy, I already killed your hostile you were working on. Ain't I a stinker? It's actually working out really well. I kind of thought there would be a little bit of a drop off, but up to 15,000 now. That's awesome. I'll have to do another video. Well, because I need to do a baseline. Like I need to do a baseline with what's my normal crew? the Picard data and trip crew. I'll need to do that. But I also want to do a, Picard data Phlox test as well to try to compare this, with like-ish, using some of the, what's the word? I'm not a data tester, or data analysis, and control. Come on, no, control would be like a baseline, but testing parameters and such got to get close to the same. Otherwise, how are you really testing it out? 16.6, I mean, I'm liking that. 16.6, that's pretty good. Yeah, I definitely expected it to be a little less than that, but that's awesome. Their screw up is our benefit. Hold on, what do we got? What are we getting here? Because I think the 17.1, because I don't know what I'll be able to kill this guy. Oh, I did too. Well, how about that? 17.7. I mean, come on now. I gotta be running out of hull. Am I really complaining that I'm not dead yet? Yeah. 18.3. There we go. That's finally it. So, 18.3 with this Card Beverly Phlox crew. 18.3 is a lot more. Well, it's 4.3 thousand more than Picard Beverly Trip. Interesting. All right, so let's take a look at the battle log and see what Phlox was really doing. Well, let's take a look at these ship abilities. I can show you. Increases critical chance by 100% for the first 4 rounds. So, for the first 4 rounds, all this enemy shot should be critical hits. Went 6 rounds. No critical. Look at that. Wow. So, I mean, right there, if you didn't know, right there you see Phlox is working against hostiles. How about that? Wow. Jesus, those are big critical hits. Wow, that's a big gun, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. Well, that's still kind of big. So, yeah. I'm going to wrap this video up. Yeah, I'm not going to... prepare a little bit better. I'll do the normal crew I've been using. I will do that, and so I can post some screenshots so we just have the information of how many I get with a Picard data trip crew. And I'll do another video with Picard data Phlox and try to do some compare and contrast and see which crew's better. Though at the same time, it would appear that now we have 2 pretty good crews. Because you got Picard, you got Beverly, you got Phlox, and you can use Picard data trip. So, while we're not happy that another hostile in another month, making it what? 4 straight, if you include waves. Though this is probably the easiest one, which is a good thing, but at the same time, it's another loop, and we hate it. But Phlox is working really good against these silent assholes. Mainly because they boosted the critical chance of these silent assholes to be one of their big abilities, doing critical hits, having lots of critical damage. to kick out lots of damage against you. But they screwed up. They didn't code their officer correctly. And we reaped the rewards of it. Assuming you were able to unlock Phlox. Hopefully you did. Hopefully. Yes, I mean, I understand some of those milestones are hard to get. There were 3 of them, and you only needed to get to 100, so some shards here, some shards there. I do hope you were able to get Phlox unlocked. Because it does, as I proved in this video, his ability that states, on combat start against players, Phlox reduces the opponent's critical hit chance by 50% for 8 rounds. It works against hostiles. And it worked very well, as you can see. I got 18.3 thousand, and in a test with a very similar crew, Picard, Beverly, Trip, I only got 14,000. So I got 4 more thousand. But again, I did have some upgrades. Not too many, but some. Maybe accounting for 2 or 3 hits. So maybe you could say it's only about a 2,000 loot increase better, which is about 2 or 3 hits. So, very good crew, I think. It's very, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, never look at gift horse in the mouth, or, one man's screw up is another man's triumph or something. Is that a phrase? Sounds like a phrase. I don't remember. Comment below, were you able to unlock Phlox? And have you used Phlox against any hostiles? Maybe more specifically, hostiles with high critical hit chance. Like silent enemies. Have you noticed an improvement in your ability to grind silent enemies? And yes, while we understand that we don't really like a 3rd or 4th hostile in a 3rd or 4th month, depending on how you look at it, but being able to grind multiple days worth of pulls in 1 token is very good. It's very good. So be sure, and be sure to be on the lookout for the next video where I will do more crew testing with Phlox to see if Picard Data, I think, is the crew that most people are going with. We'll see if Phlox goes with Picard Data as well as he goes with Picard and Beverly. So be sure to like and subscribe. With that subscribing, you will get notified when the videos drop. I am the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.